Mommy Makeover, okay? The term Mommy Makeover, as it is, it's an American origin term, Mommy Makeover. I always think the Americans are so great at these names and coming up, twisting and giving some nice angle to it. Mommies are such wonderful things, but unfortunately, as I always say, motherhood, which is a huge gift and which is one of the most magnificent, marvelous things in this world, motherhood takes away from womanhood. And just to distinguish, motherhood, of course, pregnancy, bearing children, taking care of children, giving birth to life, and womanhood is being an attractive woman. Motherhood will take away from woman because bearing a child, nurturing a child does put a lot of strain on the mother's body. It takes a lot away from her body's structure, looks, etc. What are the major changes? Tummy, number one, because a small 6-7 centimeter non-pregnant uterus can multiply 40 times to its largest size. So where it has to, the tummy wall has to stretch out to accommodate this, and in that process, once the delivery is done, that stretching out usually does not go back to its original shape. So the tummy bears the direct strain of having a baby. The other things which happen, breasts are the other part of the anatomy which gets affected, not maybe directly because of the pregnancy, but with the hormones of pregnancy, with the hormones, milk production, breastfeeding, this causes a lot of increase in the size of the breast. And when breastfeeding is stopped and the gland shrinks, the skin remains loose. So there is sagging of the breast, there is a loosening of the breast become flatter, they lose their shape, they lose their projection, they might hang down, and a lot of women don't like that, understandably. The third thing is deposition of fat in certain areas of the body, like the hips, the waist, the thighs. For some reason, after pregnancies, you seem to put on weight in these particular areas, which takes away from the shape of the body. And lastly, the other change is probably genital change. A vaginal delivery does affect the vaginal passage and also the pelvic floor, which is basically the muscle layer which holds all your pelvic organs like the bladder and the uterus. So these also get affected. And a mommy makeover is basically a procedure, is a combination of procedures. It's not a single procedure. It's called a mommy makeover because you try to enhance these these parts of the body which have had some deleterious effect because of the pregnancy. So we combine it, a tummy tuck, which is an abdominoplasty, with the breast procedures, which could be a breast lift, it could be breast reduction, it could be even breast augmentation using an implant. Any of those things could happen depending on the woman's situation. And we usually combine it with some amount of liposuction as well to improve the overall shape of the torso, that is from the waist downwards till the thighs. So this is the whole thing. It's a long procedure, but what are the advantages of doing all this together? It's a single episode. So you have a single episode where you get the surgery done, your admission, your hospital stay, your the discomfort, the pain, the downtime of the procedure, everything gets compressed into a single episode, and that is why it's a mommy makeover. At the end of this whole thing, we expect that there is a regain of the somewhere close to the shape that the woman had before she became pregnant. That's what or even better probably, that's what we want to do. Who is a good candidate for this? Well, any woman who, what happens is children grow up, The mother finds her responsibilities towards her children are lesser, empty nest syndrome, like small birds grow up and they fly away from the nest. And that is probably the time when we see most of these women who have always felt that they need to look better now. That is the time they generally look for a mommy makeover. So I think any mother who wishes to have certain improvements or enhancements in the shape, form of the body is a good candidate for a mommy makeover. Downtime is usually about, depending, I mean, if it's because the tummy tuck is almost invariably there, I would say downtime at least 2 weeks. The rest of it is, the recovery is quite fine. But after, to come back to a routine, it would take about 2 to 3 weeks. So as far as the fourth part of, besides the lipo, the tummy and the breast, the fourth, another important part of the anatomy, which many women sometimes are not expressive enough or they do feel a bit embarrassed to talk about, is that they might find that there is a laxity in the vagina, which can be corrected. Pregnancy and delivery also overall impact the overall look of the vulva, as we say, that is the outside, the external appearance. So generally, if a woman desires, what we do in a mommy makeover for genital rejuvenation is fat grafting to the labia majora, which are the outer lips of the vagina, and at the same time we do a nice tightening of the vaginal passage itself, which gives a feeling of more confidence and security to women who desire it. There's an important aspect of a mommy makeover which you should be able to discuss with your surgeon. Any more questions, anything else you would like to know, you're free, welcome to contact or message us on the following numbers. Thank you.